Okay. Anyone in yet? No.
Your legs look lovely. Beautiful.
But you can't do that. No. That choke point. Well, I'm happy you're back.
Happy to be back. You keep the same.
Biscuits. I don't think we're too far away from getting in the gym.
What's the sign?
Ooh.
Oh,
Most people.
hi Steve.
Hello.
First one in.
Yeah. I don't know where's everyone gone. It's getting quieter and quieter.
Yeah. It's hard to keep the motivation up. But I'm far away now from getting back training again.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why everyone's kind of like give it a couple of weeks so we're back on the mats or something like that.
Yeah. That's what I think everyone is probably feeling now. Turn it up. Yeah, I'm more. But you're eating your peas later. Oh. I'm gonna show like a blast knee slice today.
Okay.
Blast knee slice.
Last news.
You just go through. But you put finish the control in a north-south. You can't like try and secure side control, because when you do it, they'll always hit underhooks or try to invert. So you've got to control them by going north-south, not side control.
Sounds cool. Sounds cool. Something new for me.
It's quite a violent technique, so I'm not sure I'm going to do it with students, but it's going to be hard to do slowly.
Oh, I know what I'm making next. If I go up to London, train, I'll make you guys a Swiss roll or something.
Ah, yeah, I'll do.
That'll do. Cool.
Chocolate Swiss roll would be good.
Chocolate Swiss roll. Okay.
We're both chocolate themes.
We're eating chocolate cookies right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like the Cadbury star one? Yeah. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, I mean, I guess like, would Colin Caterpillar be like a Swiss roll? Really?
The mini, like a mini one type thing. Gotcha.
Yeah. There's Megan.
You laughed at my intro.
Now we're talking about chocolate Swiss rolls, and I do it. Hello. And we're like, hey, nice, great entry. Don't change.
I'm just moving rooms.
Super excited that football's back on.
Oh yeah. I don't watch football.
I don't watch it either. One of our
Football's for skinny losers.
Concise as always.
I have fuck all time for football.
yeah, me too.
Or rugby.
Yeah, I know you like rugby.
And I like rugby and coming from a well-governed
I want them to do like a survey of people in the UK and ask them, who would you rather have leading you, Boris or Jacinda?
Yeah, response was pretty tough, man. I was like, bang. I'm setting up, putting a military guy in now.
Well, did you see Boris announcing that there's going to be a fair or free trade deal with Australia, and one of his unique selling points on the deal was that we will have access to cheap Tim Tams?
I saw
Yeah.
that. I was like, is this real?
It's basically just a fancy penguin. Like, Tim Tams are great. We have Tim Tams. I fucking love a Tim Tam. But a Tim Tam is not the basis of the reasoning for a free trade deal.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And as well, for your carbon footprint, transporting biscuits from the other side of the world ain't great, like.
They are great biscuits, but yeah, they're not worth transporting from the other side of the world. I like it. You guys don't have toffee pops. Toffee pops are better. Toffee pops are like the best ones.
Are they included in the trade deal?
I Google that now.
Yeah. That's right.
Hopefully, I would take a toffee pop. I would take one toffee pop over 10 Tim Tams.
Interesting.
Unless the Tim Tams are the ones with the caramel centers, those ones are quite good. Then that would be probably like 4-1.
Right. We're gonna and I'm kind of, it's the first time I've taught this, so.
Is it rubber guard?
The blast essentially when we don't look to control our opponent inside control after the knee slice. We're going to move around to a north-south. It's a very dynamic movement. You step in. Okay, you got to win inside leg position as always. So good way of doing that. The C grips on the shins, fairly low to the feet to keep the heels close to the body. Step inside. Now what we're going to do is step not in the middle, just under the hip to the side that we're knee slicing to. this hand is just going to stay behind on this leg. This is important, as you'll see. It will check her inversion. So if I don't have this, and I knee slice and I start coming around, she'll start inverting, and it'll be hard for me to get my head on the hip to control. So this, as we blast knee cuts, you're just going to step out wide, knee slice, checks that inversion for that split second. So you slide the knee through, and this will be done really quickly. Now from here, our target of control would be this head traveling, like I've got two heads, my head traveling to the opposite hip. So here, you slide through, you step up and hit here. So step inside, through, knee cut. You'll probably, I say it's quite a dynamic movement, so it's hard to drill slowly. So you blast through, step over these toes jamming on the floor. This steps over, head onto the hip and control it. So you can do it without this grip. This hand on the rib cage is very good as well, stopping that inversion. That's a decent grip. So hand here, blast knee slice through. Now she's going to start inverting or looking to take the underhook if I stay here. So this would be the underhook threat here. So what we do off of this, we can't control inside control because of the nature of the pass. We have to move to a north-south and a control there. Our head lives on our opponent's hips. So step over these toes, head to the hip. Now if we shimmy around, just get in the camera. If Susie, sometimes you've got to worry about back takes off of this and people trying to escape. If you're ever worried about that, head to the hip. So try moving, Susie. Weird, isn't it?
Yes.
Try moving, come on.
And it tickled.
Head to the hip. So it's a really good control. If you're looking to pass and maybe you're struggling to get underhooks and get solid passes, knee slice without the underhook and look to move to a north-south. Target being that top hip, your forehead. Control, step wide, blast knee cut, butt hits the floor, over the top if she tries to invert. So here we'll go digging. So go on, try and get your feet in. Here, go lower and flatten. So yeah. Yeah. Blast knee cut, step around, and control it.
Will I not have turned onto my side?
The other thing you can do, if they catch that, you can look to blast knee slice into darces sometimes. So connecting it with the technique we did last week, we step in, we knee slice, they underhook. So remember from side control, what we do to get onto the neck, got a collection of options. Susie's really keen on getting up onto this elbow. So what I would do here is collect the neck, knee down, yeah, and take the neck here. Remember, if you shimmy over here, if I want to get on the guillotine, sit down, lie onto your side, get up on your knees, and shin runs across the hips with the foot outside. So you see I'm hooking this hip. This is really important. Susie's defense here is to get her weight over this hip and flatten it. If I'm like this, I can't guillotine her, so move back here. Guillotine is slowly coming on. If Susie clamps this elbow, just gets weight down on this side, I can't choke her. You stay square, Susie. It's like that, it's better. That's what this shin is for, though. This shin across her stomach is to kick away, to generate that angle, keep her away from us. This leg will come up over the back, and that's where we finish. So she's sitting up. Steady knees, please. That's the control we're looking for. See, I'm not looking for the half guard. Quite often it's better to have your leg totally past your opponent's hip to keep their hips outside the line of yours. So we knee cut. They come up on the underhook. Wrap the neck. Don't squeeze here, the angle's wrong. So off of our knee cut, this knee is down, this knee is up. Losing the match. Sorry. So, so that's it. Here, wrap the neck, knee collapses, leg comes up so she can't get around the other side of me. That's massive. If this knee stays down and I get on the neck and she runs around behind me, don't try pulling your head up, just walk behind. When I fall over, the guillotine is now gone. And she's passing my guard, even taking my back. So I've got to be thinking about blocking that as early as this. This leg being high. Now from here, don't try throwing in the half guard because you'll end up pulling them over your hips. Throw your shin in, look in a hook, the outside of their hip. Leg comes over and take the neck here. Only option they have to take pressure off of the choke is to fall over onto their left side because she can't get her weight over this way. So she has to fall here. Then we transition to different chokes. Getting off her head. You got Anaconda or coming up into Darcy's other attacks there. I'm going to stay off your neck there. So again, step in, don't wait, don't try to get your underhooks or anything, just go. It's a side step, guys. Don't step forward and try knee cutting here, you'll cramp yourself. You want to give yourself as much room as possible. So this leg step wide and the knee cuts in a diagonal. Here. Doing it from a height, lots of space for Susie to underhook me. So I'm not trying to stay here and control. I'm just pop this leg off and immediately start stepping around to get onto her head. If I did it so fast that she doesn't look to underhook, then she'll be looking to invert. She'll be looking to throw this leg over to block me. So to stop that, I've got to move around to north-south. As she throws the leg over, north-south comes in, head comes low, and I flatten at the hip. So those are the two things you're going to have to deal with. Your opponent getting the underhook, looking at turtle, in which case we get onto our front headlocks. Or she will try to invert, getting her legs back in front between us. There, we'll take a north-south and our head will hit the hip. You've got to really dig there. Any thoughts, guys?
I think it's just getting used to drilling that so we're not overcooking that slide through. Otherwise, you end up on your ass and you're going to give too much of your back away.
That's the thing. You don't want to slide.
Yeah.
Get stuck here. So I guess it might just be better to blast through over the leg instead of putting your butt on the floor.
Yeah.
And just around to here. Just allow you to have that mobility there. So maybe not slide all the way through onto your butt. Yeah. I say it's the first time I've taught this, so just spitballing it a bit. But catches people out a lot. But I really want to stress, when you look to go for this pass and you're not taking that underhook to control, you just go through here, and now your target is this head, flick into that hip. So here, try to invert, and they'll be framing here a lot as well. Hands will be popping up, trying to block, and they'll be trying to get their legs back in here. So you'll have to dig, get under those frames, and get your head to that hip to control. So they're going to be extending their arms, trying to bring their legs back inside. Alternatively, if they successfully do that, so off the kneecap, they manage to frame and bring their legs up, and they end up between us. We can't get out of that. We've got a collection of passes off of this position. So this position shouldn't scare us in dealing with it. C grips to the ankles, force them down to the ground. Sorry. Now from here, we'd be looking to transition to a leg drag. Often you'll be standing. So move to a leg drag here. Right leg drops down over the calf and onto the floor. Still straight arm in the C grip on this opposite leg. So you don't need to hold on to this leg anymore. That hand switches to the hip, left leg switches over, in staple in the lower leg. And I take that other leg off. I pull this to my hip. I grab the hip and I'll start moving around behind my opponent to pass.
That was good assisted stretching.
Susie can do it to me now. I'll talk you through it. You're going to see this. Loads of people doing this, right?
Yeah.
So Susie steps away and standing. Stay standing. She wants my toes on the floor, and she doesn't want to be on like a lead leg like this. Otherwise, I'll grab it and try pulling it through with the leg lock. So what she does here, that leg, shin staples, this one. Good. This lets go and grabs the hip. Good. Now, don't like that. Keep this a bit wider. From here, this leg comes over my leg and this one gets taken off. So 1 and 2. Pull this leg to the hip. Here. Next step, which is big. This top hand over and aims for this space between my hip and the floor. And she pulls that tight to her. Good. This hand moves up behind this shoulder. Now she steps off and walks behind me. Now clamp this elbow tight and hold this tight. Now I'm going to try turning away from you. I'm stuck. This control is amazing. So cupping the hip, elbow tight, this hand connected to the shoulder. I'm not moving. Now she can start looking to threaten the back there. Very good. So Susie stands up. She's holding on to my ankle. She steps inside with her right leg. She blasts knee slices through. Right, so all the way through. Oh. So now here, I look to invert. She catches my ankle. She steps away. She shin staples over this. This foot comes over, replaces the other one. She pulls my leg to her hip. Here, I'm going to be trying to turtle. She catches the hip, and now she moves around behind me. Now, don't lean over me. Slap this elbow cheek. That's good. That's better. So there you don't see the little mistake Susie made. And she leant over me. Just pull your opponent into you on that hip. Okay. So in Nogi, you kind of got to really go after your opponent's reactions on these passes. Very rarely you'll hit the first one. Yeah. Thoughts, guys? Any questions you'd like to ask?
Do you feel like it's easy to pin? To be honest, the only thing I ever do when anyone's upside down like that, it's been Kieran quite a few times, is go for that crab ride back take that you showed me.
Yeah, that's good.
Just because I feel like it's the only way that I can like do something quickly enough. Like doing that staple route looks like a lot more control, but I feel like I'd find it hard to control them spinning out of it.
Yeah, no, like somebody like Rogério always used to. Rogério's one weird one where the amount of strength he has, even in positions where he should be entirely stretched out and have no strength, was insane. but you do want to attack this position as best you can. The legs are probably the move that you have to get good at with that. I think
Because I've had people do it to me, and I feel like as soon as they grab your ankles and push them to the ground, you're really stuck, because you also don't want to like move too much while you're stacked on your neck, because if you move too much in the wrong way, you kind of fuck yourself.
Yeah, no, I get that as well. So if somebody is doing this to me, what I'll try and do is before they go a leg drag, is I'll invert out of it. So that's the tricky thing I find with this position, is if Susie stands up and starts pinning my ankles to the ground like this, I don't like it. So what I'll do is come back so she's in front of me now, not behind me. If you want to try that pass and you step off and stay there, your opponent will feel uncomfortable and feel the need to move out of it. But then if I do move out of it, she'll catch my ankle again, she'll step inside, blast knee slice immediately, boom, good. And now here I'm coming on the underhook, she'll get on my neck instead. She'll square up, this knee will come up, and now she'll put this foot on the outside hip. So sit down, all the way. There. Look, leg goes over my back and she'll rip my head off. Good. I'd probably be coming up on the underhook now. Jed would invert. All depends on who you're going against in the club, I think. Yeah, the really annoying thing that Jed does, which is hard to counter, she does it so fast, is anytime I get past his legs, he circles this one and throws it in. And he's really quite flexible, so he's able to get it even when I'm applying pressure. And the thing I should do here is catch it at this point. So bring my head under, catch it here, and then look to pass to the other side. So Susie will look to move around to this side. So that's off of a leg drag or anything over this side. So I'll end up here, get through this over. So what I have to do is bring my head down onto the side and catch it here. From here, we've got a couple options. We can drop the lower knee, and you see I'm bringing my head up towards her head here. I windshield wiper, bringing the other leg over, and then I walk around behind, I pull it back. So yeah, if they're countering it, if you're getting round, here, catch it, right knee down, head comes high, and give your opponent a stretch. Like that. So your head comes up. So stretch, foot comes over, in the corner. The other one is they throw, catch, you knee cut with the top leg. So lower hand pins the lower leg, you blast through and turn fast. So now she'll shrimp, throwing this leg over, catch, blast, and turn. She'll shrimp, catch, blast, and turn, shrimp, catch, blast, turn, shrimp, blast. So it's a good idea. I'm getting used to moving around your opponent like that. That's what I need to add in. I'm at the point where I see it, and I'm like, oh, I should have gone for that. It's gone, too late.
I hate doing that. It's the worst. Then I spend the next few minutes thinking how I get that position back again.
Dwelling on it, yeah. You gotta make the effort to get the reaction again.
Yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, the grip I saw Roberto Jimenez use on the weekend in one of his matches was this grip here. And this seemed to check his opponent's inversion quite well. So he was holding here, step, so this hand, then he blasted through, but he went a long ass way, and it really didn't look like he was going to be able to get the pass here. But because of this grip, it controlled his opponent's hips long enough for him to square up. His opponent did get frames in, but he was just ahead of it to beat those frames. So that's what we need that arm to do. Of course, she does have the option of turning up on the underhook. There, I want you guys getting onto that front headlock and chaining your front neck, your neck submissions. If they invert, look to get your head to the hip. Kick me in the head. I'm delicate, right? Okay. I'm delicate, guys. I'm very delicate.
Like a football player.
Actually, I'm from.
Yeah, I'm very delicate. Yeah. What else can I show you? So I guess connecting this with stepping into headquarters like this would be pretty decent as well. It's a long way to go to switch. No, definitely could do it. So you really want to mix up the threat that you have from stepping inside your opponent's leg. So if I step in on this leg and knee slice that way, so if I step in on this leg, I knee cut this way. If I step this leg over at the other side, then I'm looking to work to my headquarters position. So shimmy around. Headquarters is this. Sitting on this leg, one leg down. I'll come on my tiptoes here.
Why is this called head?
It's just the guy who did it, named it that. So a lot of different passes off of this. So my opponent, I could switch to knee slices here. Early on, what they'll do, they won't feel comfortable and being on facing this side. So they'll try shrimping with this outside leg. Go that way. So on that shrimp, there's a big window to knee cut. So if you step in here, they don't like it in shrimp. There's the window to knee cut. And because this leg is shrimping, there's a lot of distance between this knee and the armpit. So we've got a big hole to hit that underhook there and finish this knee cut. So yeah, when I first started doing this in the club, knee slice percentages went up a lot. You really want to get comfortable defending your guard in this headquarters position as well. So if somebody does step in like this hand will frame here. And you really don't want to be pushing them off of you a lot. This other hand will be underneath your own leg, catching the heel underneath your leg. There. Now see if she's got a straight arm, no good. Bend it. Bend it. Just like that. So quite soft here. Here she can start kicking me that way. So guiding my head, she wants to kick with this as well, in that direction. So this is no good. Now she can start coming up on single legs and start looking to sweep. So that's what this is the direction you're trying to get your opponent's weight to come up off this position. So that's done by guiding their head with this forearm that way. So it starts and kicks. So I would expect Susie to turn onto her knees, grabbing my legs, and then coming up here. I'll turn. What I could do to try and prevent that, if she comes up and grabs my leg, is to knee cut. Then Susie's into a back step counter system, which I think I've covered in the past. So that's me back stepping into Jedi mind tricks and those moves. Somebody say something.
No, I just said yes, that you covered that back step.
So step inside here, knee cut this way. Difficulty there is when you step directly in a knee slice, knee shields will come in and underhooks. So if you blast knee slice, you don't need to worry about that. I've covered the options there. But if you want to get a solid underhook and pass heavy, it's going to be hard to do. Stepping in over here, bait in this foot to plant on the floor, and then to shrimp this way, gives you a big attack window to drop in a deep knee slices. And all you do there is squat on this leg. So as she shrimps, face this leg wide and drop your butt to the heel. That's the quickest way to drop to get low for the underhook. Don't move forward because it makes it a lot slower. So here, as she shrimps, just drop low, straight away, straight line down to the floor. If you move forward, you will screw it up and your opponent will underhook you, start looking to sweep you from there. So straight down as the elevation change. So I step in deep, she shrimps. There's my underhook. Head comes in on this side. Now I don't need to move to north south. I just slide and pass. Remember keeping your feet active on the floor to kick off of them, pushing into the hip so I can turn to side control. Right. Oh, don't forget the cowboy pass off of this as well. Can be a little bit tricky. So we've got a collection of passes. Floating's a great option. That's our hands on the floor with our head up above our opponents, allowing us to out-pummel our opponent's legs. So what we're looking to do is to get both feet inside hers. One already is. So get that other one in. This foot circles and catches her foot, which then allows me to clear her legs and drop into mount or to step off the side control. So you see how I found her foot with this hook. There. The higher you go, the easier that is to do. You face that. So I step in. If my head is level with my opponent's, this pummel is going to be difficult. The higher my head goes, the easier it is to find that foot. Yeah. Now you kick back. Yeah. If your opponent isn't letting you float, she's probably kicking quite hard with her legs, turning around this way. What that opens up is body lock passes. So, any advanced grappler doesn't like their knees being too far away from their chest. But what they'll do a lot, they don't like this pressure, so they'll start kicking you away. Their knees displace from their chest, so they feel the need now to sit up. This is my biggest window to duck under their frames and to get in on body locks and start passing off of that. I think we covered this in another session as well. So I'm trying to threaten this, and they kick away and then sit up. So frame, kick, drop it in, and get that body lock. So yeah, if you're struggling to get that flow, it's probably because they're kicking you off of them a lot. Let them kick, get your body lock. Alternate option is to move to a smash pass. Smash pass is this kick going through and collapsing both her legs together. This is easier, the more straight her legs are. Straighter her legs are. It's this way. So if I step through and Susan starts kicking her legs straight, that's smash pass city. So you see the knees are parting away from her chest. This is very easy to collapse them. Come back up. Susie keeps her knees tight to her chest. Me trying to get this knee together on that one is really hard now. So if I step in and Susie extends, I sprawl squashing the legs, and now I pass off of this. Normally I take double unders, torque the spine, move up into a mount. Sorry. So I just ran through float pass in there and HQ.
I've tried to do that float pass with a gi a few times, and I found it really difficult because I thought they just instantly like get a grip on your collar, and then they've got so much more ability to like pull weight into you than they do without that top on.
Yeah, the further you go above them, the worse that collar grip gets.
Okay.
But you're right. If they set that collar grip when you try doing it, that's it. If you do it. So in a gi, if you stand, if they have the collar grip here, then that can be used to pull you up in the direction you don't want to go, which is head. So that would be them falling down, pulling on this collar, and me kicking them in the butt over in this direction. So it'll be ending up in this position. So Susie's head is way over there. This is great. I've got a collection of options here. I could pummel this leg inside, take the single leg X. I could kick my leg past, grabbing this leg for takedowns, or the dog sweep, or to attack the back. So when you're here, what I'd probably recommend is step in, and if they take a collar grip, your first job's to deal with this. Susie will sit down like that and posture. So now this grip won't be anywhere near as effective, and this kick won't be either. This is where Susie breaks that grip off, and now she can put her hands on the floor and raise her butt into a float. There. So the higher her head goes, the easier it will be for her to out-pummel this leg, swing this leg in front. And now she can kick through and pass however she wants, like that. Perfect.
Okay.
So, yeah, if they're really annoying you with that collar, get your butt beneath your shoulders.
It's Orlando. He's like a little koala on steroids. He just grabs onto me so hard. I'm like, I end up standing up and he's still holding on. I'm like, let go for fuck's sake.
You've seen me roll with Orlando. Orlando's great.
Yeah, no, he's quality. It just is because he's my size. It's like it's frustrating that I can't seem to like I can't figure out where like the weak points are. Like if I'm gonna get someone tall, then sometimes even it's like I know where they're like good spots are gonna be, but I feel like I'm fighting myself just stronger.
This is why you've got to come training all the time.
Yeah.
Was that?
I come to training all the time and I'm still not very good.
I think everyone that's consistently turned up to Zoom Jitsu should get at least a stripe.
I think, yeah. That's...
I've run so much in lockdown that I had to replace my shoes. Oh, I'm going to show you my new shoes. These arrived today.
Oh my lord, they are special.
These are the fourth pair of these that I've owned. I replace them like every 18 months because I run so much. But yeah.
You're not going to get run over wearing them.
No.
They're quality.
No. I might wear them to Pride this year.
That's a great shout.
Very proud.
Ross has got a rash guard you can borrow as well.
Yeah, you've seen the rash.
I think Susie wore it. Look,
Monday.
Ross, was it?
Monday.
I said
Monday. Fucking hell, it's all merging.
they got a lot of shit for that. They posted about it, and
You're up pandering.
yeah. So they took the post down.
What, for wearing a Pride rash guard?
Making it. They got attacked from both sides. They had like people who were like, being gay is wrong.
Like jiu-jitsu is not a sport for gays. Like what?
Yeah, we got to admit, like, I mean, so Brazil, right? They're very heavily so their president is very anti-gay.
He's anti everything, including trees.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's not anti Enzo though, sadly.
Yeah,
And then they also got people being like, companies just put rainbows on everything and it doesn't mean anything. Fuck you.
Well, yeah. So then
Yeah, like bacon sandwich. What's like supportive about a bacon sandwich from M&S?
Yeah, so they were demanding why. They demanded to know where the money was going for what charity, but they just made it for me. So they said it's just for one of our athletes that we've made this for. And then when they took the post down, because they're getting so much shit, other people were then posting, be like, "Why have you taken this down?" I felt so bad because it was my suggestion to do it.
Oh no.
Oh no. This is why I am employed. So that you don't get media communications catastrophes like this.
I think they need somebody, yeah, like you down there. Because it's just.
I think the way you deliver it is key, though, right?
It's so.
Yeah, but as in, they could have been more explicit in their post.
Right.
You have to be completely transparent for stuff like that.
Like, if they posted, like, it is crucial to Ross that LGBT members of his club know that it is a safe space for them, both within the club and within jiu-jitsu. He's asked for us to produce this rash guard. What do you guys think?
Right.
I think.
Would you like us to make more of them? Where would you like the money to go if we were to make and sell them?
Not just look at the pretty colours.
Yeah. That's fair. Equally, I'd say I described the people who run Tatami, and they are lovely people. One of them is an ex-steel worker, and the other one was like a manager of like outlet stores down there. So they're very normal.
Hearts in the right place,
Yeah.
but their ability to write woke messaging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's definitely a skill set.
I've done a good thing. I'm gonna show the world. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, they need a comms person on board.
It was a nice rash guard though. It was really, really colourful. It looked like he was going down. It was good for like the Brighton Pride. It looked like you could go down to the beach in it with those shorts as well.
I thought it was gonna be like a white rash guard with like a rainbow going across it or something, or like down the sides, like Bruce Lee kind of is. Yeah. And they layered 3 rainbows on top of each other. Like fucking hell.
It's as pride as it gets, really, in a rash guard.
And then the words pride had rainbow in them, but the other rainbow on it in a rainbow shape. It was rainbow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, I have a jiu-jitsu question before we go.
Yeah.
So I make up names in my head for the different like positions and moves because I can't remember all of the actual names.
Yeah.
Which has led to me getting very confused around all of the leg systems. Because in my head I'm like spaghetti legs, ramen legs, like the names that I've made up for things. Is there a good like system or like resource somewhere where they're all kind of drawn out or they're photographed and explained about what is like the correct,
Not that I know of.
like saddle and blah blah blah?
Sit down and have a chat with
Steve.
No, Chris Knowles.
Chris Knowles. Oh, okay. He's probably busy at the moment because he's like hotshot barrister, has a new child and a pug.
Yeah. No, I went to visit him and like he's busy. You're right. House is manic. It's like stop jumping on me, Abelard, and then shit. Baby gone. His kid's really cute. Like
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, his wife's beautiful, but you know, Chris.
This is being recorded, you guys. I'm sure that will never be seen. I'm gonna get
I'm
it.
sure it will.
I'm gonna get it for his wedding. Oh no, it's already been done or something. His wedding.
Oh,
Sorry.
Megan.
Oh no, I'm so embarrassed.
No, this will go. We swear secretly, right, Sue? Everyone. Yeah.
Sure.
It's gonna get.
And he'll just like, next time I roll with him, he'll just be like, hi me, and he'll smile at me really nicely because he is really nice, and then he'll just fucking crush me.
Yeah, he doesn't have. Yeah, he's got very few gears. Susie the other day, her boss has had a baby. Oh my god, it was savage.
It's an ugly baby.
See?
Its forehead. Oh, it's the reader. It's a lovely. I really like my boss, but the baby's kind of wonky. And then Ross was like, leave it alone, they're all ugly when they're born.
I'm
They
really
are,
worried.
they're all like squishy little raisins.
We're due in a few weeks, and I feel like I'm cynical enough that if it's ugly, I'm going to be like, fuck, we had an ugly baby. I don't think I'm going to be able to, like, I don't think love's going to blind me. I'll be too harsh about it.
Yeah, me and my sister were ugly babies because we've got like a genetic skin issue. So we were like scabby as fuck. Like we look like 3rd-degree burn victims.
Right, on that note, Susie's gonna.
Yeah.
So, guys, it's been great chatting.
Bye, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Who the